Hey, how's it going? Today is 14th of September, Saturday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities we have. Well, there's some other press releases, everything that's happening, right? I thought I would be taking a look at perhaps some of those software companies and or what's happening, but I don't know, I'm not even interested. The entire thing is a mess. So, I was taking a look at, I don't know, trying to find different information published by different sources and perhaps find a different perspective, but everyone most likely already know what's happening with some of the software companies and entire sector, right? So as well as while even Europe is looking to U.S. companies and potentially breaking apart monopoly, something that, according to the court in a recent publication, was fined Google to be. Uh, while they focusing on Google, there's a different company, OpenAI, which is valued for 150 billion. But even that, it's a waste of time. It's something that was published 5 hours ago, right? Even, I believe it's even that's a waste of time and energy. Bringing more attention to those companies, right? Let's take a look at perhaps something more interesting, right? So let's take a look at fighter jets and what's happening when it comes to perhaps some of those projects being launched. Starting with, we're gonna be taking a look at three different governments, right? We're gonna be taking a look at Argentina, Turkey, and Egypt, and all of those governments most likely gonna have different platforms of fighter jets. So that's what's interesting, and it's high ticket items, right? Potentially to purchase one of those platforms can cost anyway, about 40 million or so. Depends, right, on what a package, right, and what would come with the package for every item. So I thought that might be even a little bit more interesting. So let's take a look at all three different governments and what kind of platforms we decided to purchase, right? First one, let's take a look at Argentina, who have this year in April purchased 24 F-16 fighter jets, which is kind of interesting decision. But I don't know, perhaps they had a very good contract, right? With everything what's happening right now in US, when it comes to aviation in US, is questionable. Standards, practices, questionable. So, but I don't know, perhaps they have package all is 24. It's originated in US, right? But oh, okay. Overall, it was Argentina has officially signed for 24 ex Danish. Oh, okay, okay. So it's from okay Europe. So it's a little bit different then. Aircraft, in addition to Sidewinder and or Amras missiles, right? Oh, okay, okay. So if it's Danish, something that we were taking a look at yesterday, that's a little bit better then. Perhaps if, for whatever reason, Denmark decided to sell some of its inventory, perhaps they would be looking to replace it, right? And if they would decide to replace it, perhaps there might be a lot of opportunities to manufacture different fighter jets, right? For Denmark in this case, right? There's a lot of contracts on the table, so perhaps in the future, right, we can take a look at those as well. Today in Denmark, that will be in April this year, Argentina Minister of Defense, there's the name there, led the signing of the historic purchase agreement for 24 F-16 combat aircraft, which was Argentina will recover in supersonic interception capacity after many years, right? Argentina decided to protect its skies with F-16. Kind of interesting decision. But either way, once we touch on that, let's progress to the next article, right? Let's take a look at Turkey and what platforms Turkey do you have, right? Potentially UK, maybe with the next 10 years, gonna be taking a look at developing some of those platforms that would be in collaboration with Italy and Japan. But it's everything is still in the making since there is an investigation currently undergoing by a committee which will be deciding on what kind of an allocation of capital and what UK is going to do. As well as of now, this design has a lot of flaws, including if there is a piloted platform, right? So there's a big flaw there. It should be unmanned, so they do not necessarily need to send anyone or people into put people into danger, right? Either way, let's progress and let's take a look at what US is doing. Since US have removed Turkey from F-35 fighter jet program, something that the US did on 2019. Let's see what Turkey is building themselves, right? There are a lot of projects, right? I'm interested in taking a look at some of the projects that I haven't taken a look at previously, right? There's a very talented individual who's working on a number of different projects, right? So I'm interested in taking a look at all of those. What you do first, we can take a look at development of twin-engine supersonic version of Turkish Anka free platform. So we can try to understand a little bit better of some of those capabilities, and but not necessarily going to be disclosing those in great detail, right? We're doing perhaps a little bit of marketing since Turkey is developing unmanned platforms, right? So potentially there would not need any pilot on board, right? It says everything: unmanned combat aerial vehicles, right, or platforms, right, without a pilot. Compared to other governments looking to bring a pilot into the mix, right? Turkey has rapidly moving forwards fielding unmanned. There is different definitions, but either way, let's call those aircrafts platforms, right? Which can have different attachments or sub systems, right? But either way, can fly subsonic, so potential speed. Team up with other manned, unmanned area, and that would be overall. This issue would be communication, so speed, communications, aircraft, and now 5 missiles. So potentially, what kind of missiles anyone would be interested in attaching to those platforms. During a recent online interactions, the CEO of Turkish Aerospace Industries, let's keep names, said that the Anka 3 will have 2 engines, which will allow you to fly at supersonic speed. As well as most likely we're going to be taking a look at a third area. So we were taking a look at speed, communication, and camouflage, but we do not discussing that. But most likely we're taking a look at this issue as well. And the last article that we're going to be taking a look at, that would be Egypt. So if places like Ethiopia, I don't know all these details as of now, right? But if Ethiopia will purchase some of the fighter jets from Turkey, that means that Egypt needs to have different fighter jets, I guess. Anyway, so we take a look at 3 different platforms, right? We were taking a look at F-16s. We were taking a look at some of the projects coming from Turkey, as well as let's take a look at what Egypt have. I do understand it's something that happened 4 days ago. So Egypt orders first ever J-10C fighter jets from China. So let's try to understand what's happening here. It's for the first time, I guess. Egypt orders Chinese J-10Cs after cancelling Su-35S. Su, that would be Russian manufacturing, right? So potentially there are other governments on the table, and perhaps in addition to know what's happening, right? Perhaps Russia that as of now perhaps manufacturing for its own needs, right? But either way, and failing to purchase F-35Cs. So U.S. and Russia currently working on their own things. So there's other players, including China, is manufacturing fighter jets, right? Egypt will be second country to order J-10Cs, highlighting shift to China. The move may complicate ties with US over a fighter jet contract, right? Okay. So I don't know who is publishing this article, right? We might have leaning towards any direction, so there might be a lot of politics and bias involved, but either way, that's where we are, right? Another side of how complicated politics are. Here we go. So I thought we will be discussing capabilities, right? Again, I haven't read this article, right? So the entire article and everything, it's a mess. So there's not even need to read any of these articles, right? since the person or author of this article is shifting and moving and telling people how to think. What about price? What about capabilities? What about offering best quality, best standards? What about what anyone should be looking for when purchasing something? High standards of manufacturing, so that employers or whistleblowers, not entire politics, right? In EU, as of now in US, right? Aviation, no one talks about that, right? Where standards of manufacturing and some of the practices and how much people are getting paid, all these kind of things should be important, right? As well as capabilities and durability and or performance of the aircraft, right? Anyway, let's close on that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.